Yeah. Come on.
The whole time. What is up, guys?
Hello, everybody.
Shut up, Vicky. We are live. We are
Hello.
live. Vicky, stop it. Jesus. I'm trying to introduce the stream. I'm joined as always by Vicky. Vicky, do you want to say some things?
No, I'm all done.
Good.
Actually, if you could share the screen, that would be great, so I can see what's happening.
Oh, Jesus. She always
Gosh.
has a bunch of demands, guys.
I do.
It
I
is
do
just
indeed.
fucking crazy, the amount of demands this bitch throws my way.
I am a woman, Dean. Or demanding.
Yeah, I mean, you're not much of a woman, but it's the internet. You're clearly a guy. But but we are live. How is everybody in the chat doing?
I hope you all are well.
Dean's had his crack, I see. I mean, did I ever not have it? Jeez. I don't know what you're not convinced about, Larry. But it's something.
Yeah.
I see.
Hey,
Let's
Big Daddy.
just scroll back a bit. Oh, there's a shit ton of posts by Twitter is Cancer and Larry Romano. Come on, guys. Get a life. I see we got Bubba Fat. He says, Well Red's review of the Colossals is going to be as wrong as his take on IGG's algorithm. That is true.
Yes, that is true. It's going to be very fair and balanced, everybody, just so you know.
Sure, I'm sure. Lunga says late. What the
Well,
fuck's your
yeah.
problem, Lunga? The fuck did I ever do to you, you piece of shit? God, you just can't make people happy.
No.
You know, you fucking try, and then they just shit all over
It was only
everything.
it was only a couple minutes, like 4.
Come on, guys. I'm trying my best. You guys are
You know.
just doing the best I can. So I had to work on getting that live chat to not be so transparent. That was hard to read. Get a better spectralizer, Dean. I think the spectralizer's fucking fine how it is, you piece of shit, Lunga. It is great, Larry. Yetler did nothing wrong. Oh, okay. I get it.
I got it.
Yeah, I didn't get it at first, but you know, I'm also kind of
You're
stupid.
slow. Yeah.
I'm
I was
feeling
trying
a
to
lot
be
like Well Read today, you know. Very fucking dumb.
That's
Very
sad.
fucking dumb. But not
That's really-
homeless. Larry Romano says that you're live. Grey Council says, Well Red has been wrong on his own gender his whole life. So
There is that.
yeah. That's true. Amit says, Ye hates them more than Dean hates them. I don't hate them at all. Unless them is Well Read. Or John Delarose. Or Larry Romano.
Sounds fair.
No, I'm just kidding, Larry. I love you.
You're just kidding about the Larry thing. Honest.
No, I think Vicky has a problem with you. I'm going to be pretty honest. But anyways, we've got a wonderful show for you guys tonight. Turns out Gabe Eltaeb is a slimy fuck.
Yeah.
But that was pretty obvious. That was pretty obvious. He looks slimy.
What do you expect from a guy who literally
Looks like he
broke
sweats
his-
Jello.
God, doesn't he? Jesus. But he broke his NDA with DC, right? And goes and tattles to Ethan. Well, tattle isn't quite the right word, but tells Ethan all about gay Superman so Ethan can start talking about it. And people lose their jobs. They get taken off the book because they don't know who it is. He's a total piece of shit, right? But
Yeah.
of course, he's welcomed with open arms into Comicsgate because they like pieces of shit.
Yeah. They got
Lots of them.
they got quite a few of them.
Yep.
But
Like
let's just
And JDA.
Well read is anti-CG according to Ethan.
Yes, he did say that, which
Because
was
he
quite
hangs out with Risey. Risey,
it's all your fault, right?
You drug down your friend, your totally good friend. Well read. Why'd you do it? Come on, man.
That's right. On Well Read stream, they were saying last week? They were saying that, of course, that Fowler isn't Comicsgate and Piper is, even though it's the exact opposite.
Wait, who said that?
Everybody on Well Read's panel.
Wait, Well Read was saying that about Fowler?
Yeah, they were saying that about Fowler.
That's pretty fucked.
Yeah, it is pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Wrong and fucked up.
Yeah, Well Read will sell anybody out.
Yeah.
He's the CG snitch.
They did talk about the Ethan stream after we talked about the Ethan stream and totally missed the whole point of what was going on, which I explained last week, so I'm not going to do it again. You can go back and watch
thank God. She's not going to explain things, guys.
Nope.
We all know how long it takes Vicky to explain things.
Way too long.
Way too fucking long.
Way too long.
Way too long.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyways, we got a wonderful show. Let's start off with this Well Read clip, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. It's coming, guys.
This is my retort to Dean and Vicky, because they think they're experts at AI and shadow banning. So I made this video.
Yeah, I watched it, but I don't know.
There's an animation at the beginning, right here.
I like how Dark Div watched it but didn't get it.
Hail, Comicsgate. But yeah. Stupid fucking cock-sucking piece of shit.
Leave me alone, dude. Just get over it.
Well, why isn't EVS more shadow banned than he already is? Because he is on his other campaigns. But just so you know, the reason is because they decide what punishment they give you at their sole discretion.
Why isn't everything that Ethan has out there shadow banned? Right?
Like, their argument is straight up retarded.
And my argument was never that that it only shadow bans the one you promoted when you cross promoted. That was never my argument.
But that it just happens to be one of the things.
Well, on the smaller,
there isn't a giant conspiracy.
Yes. There is.
You guys just broke TOS. Because you're all too stupid to read, yet want to make books. So good luck, guys. Try to be less stupid in the future.
Good luck with that.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the... No. Look at the...
What's that?
Why waste time on a nobody like Vicky and her varicose squad? Well, I didn't want any creators like seeing that stuff about the shadow banning and their arguments with the AI, because they were trying to put it all on the creators that they didn't read the terms of service. But like clearly, a lot of people aren't reading the terms of service, and a lot of people aren't getting the same penalties as some of the creators in CG. And so the way they were trying to spin it is that this is all happening kind of in an automatic way. But then they were stepping over their own arguments, saying that, no, somebody is actually screening these things and making decisions. So, yeah. And the biggest problem is they don't seem to know the difference between an AI and a web crawler. So as much as they speculate, they don't even know what they're talking about.
They call a grading system that's given to people on Indiegogo and AI. It's really weird.
Thank you, J Dollar, for your words of stupidity.
It's the most ridiculous.
Super helpful.
Shit.
Super fucking helpful.
Right?
Jesus Christ, well read. If you're gonna do like a second response, try to make it not nearly like try to make it better than the first response. You definitely failed there. This was 10 times dumber.
Right. He's like had to resort to trying to quibble over AI.
Yeah.
The first one didn't work. Right. You had it's political. That's why, for example, Vestige 3 was shadow banned because it's political. And this is before. This is before they launched their book with the cover that has Justin Trudeau on a horse trampling some woman. Now, if it was political, that would be shadow banned. Right? It doesn't get much more political than fucking the PM of Canada trampling some woman with a horse.
Yeah.
You know? So I think what they're failing to get is it's not, and we said this from the outset, it's not just the cross promotion, right? They all violated the terms of service in other ways as well. But that was the thing that they all had in common, was that particular break of the terms of service.
Yeah.
Now, I don't control Indiegogo. I don't decide how Indiegogo, decides to punish people. I have no idea the internal workings of how they do that.
But what we do know is that there's the go-go factors.
There is the go-go factor. And the go-go
and that's something that they failed to even touch upon, mostly because we didn't really bring it up in this context.
J Dollar did try.
J Dollar tries just to,
right.
be a functioning human being. And it's kind of heartwarming.
Yeah. But I assume that since we brought up the go-go factor and how poorly all these campaigns were doing in the go-go factor, that somebody would have made that connection. I'm sorry for not spelling it out in simple enough terms the first time around.
The difference between when Tim cross promotes is Tim and Mark probably have a really good go-go factor.
Yeah.
So
they don't have
one violation probably doesn't really count against them because of a high go-go factor.
Right. They don't have complaints. They fulfill on time. They don't have, reams of people requesting refunds in the comments of their campaigns. They're very responsive.
These are all things that CG isn't on their crowdfund.
Right. Yeah. But none of
straight up, that's not even just an opinion. That's just, it's a fact. Nobody updates their campaigns. Everybody's fucking late all the time. And these things will lead to,
up.
Yeah, they will lead to bad go-go factor ratings. So when you then violate TOS and they're like, well, what's like, the go-go factor? Oh, it's shit. Yeah, fuck these guys.
And what's their history been on Indiegogo? Oh, that's pretty much shit. Fuck these guys. And then for him to sit there and try to quibble over AI, right? So he could have very easily just Googled spec trust to find out what spec trust does. And that would have solved a lot of problems here.
Yeah, did you want to read?
Sure. I don't know which one you have up. Probably the first one. So what they do is they connect UX and risk decisions with predefined signals and events based on the signals that are of interest specifically to the company.
In simpler terms, Vicky.
In simpler terms.
In well-read terms.
In well-read terms.
Simplest of simple terms.
Yes. So it's a cloud-based system. Which is
we need only one syllable words, Vicky.
It uses
and about only like four words per sentence. It's well read.
It uses an AI to scrub through everything on your system, including how people interact with it. And then helps you. It's for fraud, basically. It's to detect fraud and to keep things within your terms of service.
Okay.
So it implements A/B testing for improving conversion rates and finding the right vendor balance, basically to help you cut down on the amount of fraud, the amount of violations of your terms of service, and all of those things that we said it was doing.
Yes.
Yes. So you're welcome, well read. Try reading their website.
Just try reading. That's where this whole thing started. Was an inability to read very easy things to get a hold of.
Yeah. From their website, some of the top fraud management challenges that enterprises face today could be easily remedied if they had the ability to A/B test solutions without the extensive use of their engineering teams or signing contracts for proposed solutions that have not proven their direct ability to solve the issues at hand. It connects all of your teams, data, and tools, basically. It looks at everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's
I think that's it. I mean, I did find it quite interesting that well-read admits that these people are violating the terms of service.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that he admitted that. That was great.
Yeah. Because I just don't want any creators seeing that stuff about the shadow banning and their arguments with the AI, because they were trying to put it all on the creators that they didn't read the terms of service.
Because they didn't.
Because they fucking didn't.
And had they of, this all
they
would have
wouldn't
been
have been in this
avoidable.
pickle in the first place.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it for that. Well read. Try to be less you.
Yeah.
I think that's about the best advice you can give.
And then why the fuck did he have to try and drag Ray into shit?
I don't know.
Right?
Oh, what, are you going to stand up for Ray now? I mean, is that what's going on here, Vicky?
It's just the most ridiculous, childish, there's a whole section in there. I didn't play, I cut out big chunks of his video because most of it's just fucking boring. But he also went on this, Dean's a cokehead, Vicky's a cunt. And it's but why
Oh no,
Way to
you
make
brought
your
up my past
point.
with drugs. Oh god, how am I ever
Oh
gonna
my!
live?
Oh
Oh
Right.
no, you got me well read. That's the funny thing, right? Okay, so I contemplated whether or not we were gonna talk about this, right? I didn't talk about it with you, but like, Well Read wants to get personal. I don't give a shit about my past with drugs. I've always that's always been a topic that I talk about. I don't give a shit, bro. But you want to know what Well Read does give a shit about, and what he doesn't want talked about, is the fact that he is homeless. He can't provide for his family. He moved to Florida to try to get a job. He took his kids. They didn't have a place to stay. And yeah, he's having trouble finding work. Yeah, fuck you, Well Read. You're embarrassed about that shit. I'm not embarrassed about my past, bro.
All right.
All right.
So proud of you, Dean.
Why?
For no reason whatsoever.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So now we can move on to the other stuff.
PTP and Gabe Eltaeb.
This is my retort
Oop.
to Dean and Vicky
Hold on.
because
Sorry,
they think they're experts at AI and shadow
sorry,
banning.
Sorry.
So I made this
Right.
video.
Yeah, I watched it, but I don't remember.
There's an animation.
I
at the
still
beginning.
love that fucking Dark Gift watched it, but was just like,
Why is it playing? All right.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, guys.
Okay, so, this is a reaction by Patrick Thomas Parnell to a tweet by Gabe Eltaeb on November the 5th. So Gabe tweeted out, all new Truth, Justice, America Way pencils, right? And PTP quote tweets it, and he says, I literally just backed this book because of it's Dave Williams's art, and now he's been taken off his own book. What the fuck? One thing about crowdfunding books is you can't change artists 100K into a project. David was taken off his own book because his wife is sick. At Gabe Eltaeb, that's fucked. Interestingly enough, Gabe tagged this Engetti art. I don't know why. It was just really, really strange. Along with Dean Cain, which is so fucking try hard, I can't even explain it. And then Patrick followed that tweet up with, this art is not David's, but for the past month, the project has been promoted as David Williams's art, or David Williams still doing the art. Now it appears he's been kicked off his own project. Hashtag snake in the grass. And Gabe comes out full bore. Just, no, he's not been kicked off his own book. He stated to me in writing that he would not be doing it. Delete your libelous post now or hear from my lawyer next. See if I'm not kidding. Or see if I'm kidding. I have the receipts that he told me he could not fulfill this book. And then, but he hasn't shown any receipts. This was yesterday, I think. Yesterday morning. He hasn't produced any receipts. He hasn't talked about it. He hasn't mentioned it. But in the replies, this Jaqueo says, why is David Williams retweeting the PTP side of this? I want to believe there's some kind of misunderstanding here. And PTP's like, yeah, it's pretty interesting. And the other guy replies, I hate everything about this, but yeah, I'm paying attention. Now, normally, if you were to have some sort of contrumps between all of them, you know, if it was all a big misunderstanding Williams would be, I don't know, liking Gabe's tweets, retweeting Gabe, sticking up for Gabe, you know. And it is Williams's book as well as Gabe's. They are co-creators. They both did the story for the book. From what I understand, according to Mike Miller here, and this is from his Discord, he says, "Gosh, didn't you say on Ethan's show that T-Jaw was your idea that you brought to Gabe?" And then Mike says, "David hasn't said a word in public. His silence speaks volumes." One of the likes on the first comment is by Dave, who actually posted PTP's tweet in Mike's Discord. Now, I have the feeling that Gabe and Dave had some sort of argument.
Clearly, Dave isn't in the know about the fact that he walked away from the project.
Yeah, or it's quite possible that they had some sort of disagreement and just said, "Fuck it, I'm not going to do the book." Right? Dave's wife apparently was diagnosed with cancer back in the spring, so he's been taking care of her. So progress on the book has been really slow. It was due in October. And strangely enough, this is the kind of, I don't want to say excuse, but this is the kind of reason that late books are acceptable, right? I mean, the guy's been taking care of his wife through I'm assuming surgeries, but at least through radiation and chemotherapy. There was an update on the campaign in September from Dave where he said his wife was in remission, who would be resuming doing work on the book, right? So it seems that things, at least on the surface, were going along. We're starting to pick up and go along fine. And then Gabe updated it yesterday and said that he would now be doing the pencils for the book instead of Dave Williams.
Yeah, but it was marketed off of Dave Williams.
But it was all marketed off of Williams's art, right? The entire project. I mean, Gabe was doing, I think, the colors. Somebody else, I think someone else is inking it. I may be wrong there. But yeah, so this was like from the very beginning. It was him and Dave and this other guy. It was all their project. 90 years combined experience in mainstream comics, right? And Dave is the one that came up with the concept. Like, give him some time to do the work, for fuck's sake. Because look at what look what the option is. It's Gabe. Look at the tits on that guy. Right? They both have the same fucking jaw. I mean,
all three of them kind of just have the same jaw.
They all have the same fucking jaw.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just skeezy as hell. And it brings up some interesting problems, right? Do you shut down the campaign, refund the campaign? Do you continue on with a campaign that raised that much money based on a certain person drawing the book? Right? I mean, mostly Gabe has talked about being his book, right? It's his book. And he rarely ever mentions Dave. He did on Fox. That's why I asked you to look that up for me, because I didn't pay any attention to that interview. I mean, he mentioned it when he did that Fox News appearance.
Yeah, with Eric July.
With Eric July. But other than that, you know, they haven't. I haven't heard Gabe talk about it being other than his book. And
Yeah.
I would imagine that would be very frustrating for the guy that actually came up with the idea for the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but there were some creators right off the block that were like, well, you should people should refund that shit and start over, start a new campaign. Well, I get that, you know, I think it's $125,000 at this point is a lot of money to refund, and that would be kind of hard because chances are the money's not all there anyway. You know, Dave still, hopefully they have a contract and he's still getting his piece of the pie. But it looks like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the art gets hired out, and then that's even less money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if Gabe's suddenly doing all the pencils, then he's going to be claiming the per page rate that I'm sure Williams was getting. It's just a fucking mess, man.
It is a mess. I agree, Lunga.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just joking.
Dean is never in his we can't help it. But yeah, it's just it's ugly.
It is ugly.
You know.
It is.
And Gabe, I love how Gabe too is always so quick to like threaten to sue people.
It's like, it definitely is his go-to.
It's his go-to.
That's always funny. Like, oh no. Like, why is everybody such a Poulter?
Or a JDA.
Or a JDA. Yeah. Why are they so similar? That's the weird thing.
They're both trust fund babies.
And both like it up the ass. Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, so it's a real thing.
But that's it on that.
That is it on that. Finally, let's fucking go, guys. Let's fucking go.
Let's do this.
So now we're gonna watch Kanye
on Tim Poole.
Was on Tim Poole. Yeah, Vicky, I'm trying to talk. You just talked for like fucking 30 fucking minutes, Vicky. Could I get like?
I'll let you talk.
Wait, could you?
No.
For fuck's sake. Anyways, let's just watch it.
With Ye and Nick Fuentes, among others, he is now being denounced by Mike Pence, several Republican senators, and for whatever reason, this story, for many reasons I suppose people have made, this story has persisted till today. And we are able to actually sit down with several of the individuals involved in that story, notably Ye, Nick Fuentes, and Malinopolis, of course. Friends, joining us, as I mentioned, we have Ye himself. Would you like to introduce yourself, good sir?
You did it.
There you go. I think everybody knows who you are. And which of you gentlemen would like to introduce yourself?
Nicholas, please.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Nick Fuentes. First time here on the Timcast. Thank you for having me.
What do you do?
Oh, I'm a live streamer. I do a show called America First on cozy.tv.
All right. And of course, Milo, you were here a couple weeks ago.
Hold on just a sec. I love that he calls himself just a YouTuber.
A live streamer.
Oh, sorry, a live streamer. Right? You know, he wasn't at Charlottesville. He wasn't involved with the PAC America First at all, you know. So to call himself just a live streamer is quite disingenuous.
So what do you expect? It's Nick Fuentes.
Yes, I'm your best ever guest.
A dinner happened. Nick, you were there. Ye, you were there. I just want to start off by, how did this dinner come to happen, and what happened?
I was talking to Trump for about a month. We had scheduled the dinner in October, and then he announced for president. He pushed the dinner back to November. And I've been pulling together a campaign. And after I put up the DEF CON tweet, a bunch of people that have been canceled, like Alex Jones, I started getting in contact with other people that were now on the the inside of the Matrix. And
Doesn't he mean the
Alex
outside
Jones,
of the Matrix?
producer, said that my
Yeah, I think so. I think he.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point, Vicky. We're just gonna do this transition. Blam. All right.
Milo wanted to contact me, and here we are.
So that's how you guys got in contact.
Yeah, originally, and then I suggested that we bring in Nicholas as a enormous extra brain firepower that he is. Most
Because
extraordinary
every
and
campaign
brilliant
needs a
political
white
commentator of his
supremacist.
generation.
But this whole, I just gotta go right to the heart of this anti-Semite claim that's happening. This is something, if you read the definition, it says you can't claim that there's multiple people inside of banks or in media that are all Jewish.
That's not true, right?
never seen
Because
that
if I say there's a lot of Jews in Hollywood, that's not anti-Semitic, and I don't think people would say it's anti-Semitic. What he's saying just isn't true. When you say things like, the Jews are bad, and there's like a group of them, they're a group and they destroyed my like career. Like, sounds kind of anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Like, there's a major difference there. Everybody knows, yeah, a lot of Jews are in Hollywood. That's just a thing. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not anti-Semitic. Right?
Right.
I think he's clearly trying to conflate the two.
Or you're anti-Semitic. And that's the truth. Like, it's the truth. What are we talking about? And
Library, what do you mean? You mean...
I'm saying, like, I've been labeled anti-Semite, right? So there's different beliefs about our bloodlines, like the documentary that Kyrie posted. And in general, America
Black
has been...
Israelite documentary.
Yeah.
Right? Who really are a bunch of anti-Semitic racists, the Black Israelites.
That is true. That's fair.
Yeah.
Left ignorant, and history has been changed. So when we start questioning things that question the indoctrination, then you immediately get, you said debanked, or what did you say happened to you? Or
demonetized, deplatformed.
Demonized, demonetized. And what's so beautiful about this time is everyone got to see what's really been happening. And now we can really understand. We can see that Ron Emanuel was right next to Obama, and then Jared Kushner was right next to Trump.
But so we're getting right into it, I guess, right? I was hoping to go for the news first before we got into all of this stuff. I think the issue is one way to put it is you're expounding upon a localization issue that you've witnessed, right? Let me clarify. There are a handful of people that you see are Jewish in a certain place, and then you associate Judaism with the power, whereas I view that as not relevant to it. Like, yeah, you're substantially more powerful than I am, but I don't view what you're doing as an issue of black people.
Yeah, but have you ever heard the term the black vote? So it's okay to put us in one net, but it's not okay.
Because this is the only explanation he ever gives is, well, haven't you heard of the black vote? There's also the women's vote. There's the young people vote. Like, there are different demographic groups that they do use to, push ideas for when it comes to voting. This is just, we heard about like all the millennial votes and the college kids, and you hear this is just normal, and it's the only explanation. It's the only example he has, and it's just kind of lame. Really.
It's definitely a bad comparison. It's like you're trying to compare the black vote, It's like
There's a Hispanic vote.
typically it's just referring to the black community's like vote, right? Like trying to compare that to hateful rhetoric towards Jewish people. It's just silly. Well,
ridiculous.
yeah, but you guys, like, there's the black community. Yeah, I don't know what that has to do with you saying very anti-Semitic shit. Not very comparable, bro.
Yeah.
For me to put them in one net.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's the basis of the hypocrisy that people have been thinking
Oh, wait,
about.
I forgot.
And
Since
no,
Cap is here, there's also the Latino vote.
Yep.
Hi, Cap.
Sorry about her
Sorry.
racism towards you, Cap.
about and realizing for decades we were all wondering how this dam was going to break. Everybody in the country was wondering what is the root of this hypocrisy? Why can people talk about white people a certain way? Why can't they talk about that group a certain way? And the wretched and wicked and oppressive prevailing orthodoxy of cancel culture. Well, it turned out that the one thing that was going to break the dam was the biggest star in the world, and it took the biggest star in the world to do it. And now the dam is broken.
So because what they did was. I moved $140 million into JP Morgan. And I said, I want to talk to Jamie Dimon. Like, look at me. I'm just going in naive, multi-billionaire. Like, maybe Jamie Dimon will let me in on some deal flow. Wrong. And I'm just like banging my hands like, I want to meet with Jamie. And I start complaining online. And then they debank me for complaining. And so I'm about to get debanked. They're like, you need to go to Trump's, the bank, AXO, whatever. You got to go. And I'm like, I've been trying to buy my own bank for the longest. And then we figured out how to get my own bank. It's like 50 million, 75 million. So I'm about to buy my own bank. But then as they're about to take the money out, here comes Adidas with a $275 million bill for marketing funds that they agreed upon. Because I said to them, hey, I'm the marketing, give me the marketing fund, which proves by the response they got when they, stole the designs and said, we're going to not call them Yeezys anymore. So this is what I was already fighting Adidas for. So I'm fighting Gap, get out of Gap, fighting Adidas. And then I deal with this little bit of noise from, Zionism from the fashion world, where they use this plant named Gabby, who's obviously like some kind of CIA agent, knows nothing about fashion. This is a certain thing. When someone can't dress, you know that they're not like a fashion person. They're just there as like the society, like the control that they try to use with celebrities, which has now been broken, right? Because where it broke. I want to get on like LeBron in a second. But I'm going to come back to this and just talk about this morning where, I'm not going to mention her name because she's a nice lady, but someone at Cohen Resnick tells me, and I tell all of my finance people, never use the term a lot. But they said, okay, you're going to have to pay a lot of taxes. And that made me feel like they're just like waiting, like we finally got them. We finally can put him in jail. And I was like, can I still run for president in jail? I found out I could. So I was like, okay, that's fine then.
Tim's face.
Because I'm talking about literally finding out that they were trying to put me in prison this morning. Watch this. So
this morning.
Yes. So not come to my house this morning, but I found out, okay, so they put a $75 million hold on 4 of my accounts. And then they said, you owe a lot of taxes. Took me like 6 hours to find out how much a lot was. They said, well, around $50 million. Now it's like next year I was supposed to make $500 million in royalties. And like, no one needs this amount of money. But when I would work on homeless shelters and ideas, I'd have a contractor, we won't say what race, and they'd be tearing down the contracts. It's all about, position. It's not about the amount of money that you have. And, to come in here, I feel like.
Right?
Yeah, it's not.
You hire a contractor. They don't just show up.
It's a setup to be like
the contractor, like they tend to have pretty standard contracts. They don't just rip up the contracts because you're a black man and he just happens to be a Jewish contractor. It's just so fucking ridiculous.
Vicky, you have no clue what you're talking about. EA was there with the contractors. He watched as they ripped them up, and
I just don't know.
you just don't know. You have no experience with the fucking.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Offending. I'm not gonna go through another. Like, I'm literally gonna walk the F off the show if I'm sitting up here having to, talk about, you can't say that it was Jewish people that did it when every sensible person knows that. I mean, Jon Stewart knows what happened to me, and they took it too far. It was like American History X.
I like how he just names like the first Jewish person he can think of. Just like who's a famous Jewish person. Jon Stewart knows what happened to me. Like, I don't think Jon Stewart's really thinking about this right now.
And I'm not just gonna walk off when push back against what I have to say.
Yeah.
Like, my head was on the side of the curve, and the exact people that I called out kicked my head. We found out that my trainer was a MK Ultra Canadian intelligence.
He worked in the defense research and development in the Canadian military, essentially working on psyops
Who's
in
this
the
guy?
Canadian military. This is Harley Pasternak.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me, and they when I asked them how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly, it took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
The idea, I do find it funny or weird or whatever that, Nick, they call you a white supremacist. You're here working with or for, one of the most powerful black men, one of the wealthiest and most famous. But a lot of people are...
He can't be a white supremacist because he wants to... He's a star fucker who wants to hang around Kanye West and have his name out there in the news because of Milo.
Well, I think the real argument to be made for Nick Fuentes is he's not married to the idea of white supremacy, right? That
was just his grift then. Now he's gonna find a new grift now, and it's
and don't get me wrong, that's not good at all. That's not like an endorsement of Nick Fuentes. If you're willing to attach yourself on to white supremacy for clout, but I don't think he actually has any convictions. There's white supremacists that firmly believe in what they're talking about.
He made all of his money like pandering to the alt-right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying is like he's not really a white supremacist. He's just a guy with no morals whatsoever and will attach his name onto white supremacy if it can benefit him.
He's a weird cum sniffer.
He is a weird cum sniffer. That's true.
On the right, specifically, don't platform them. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I want to understand what they're thinking and why they're thinking it. They're they're involved in what may be the biggest news story of the past week, and we have an opportunity to sit down and talk.
Because the red media controls both sides. It just said it as simple as possible. Jared Kushner was next to Trump. Ron Emanuel was next to Obama. But see, since 1940, go ahead.
I was going to say, isn't that an issue of these individuals? Like you're extrapolating. I'm going
to order. With the last of my money that's available in a different account, I'm going to order a PJ before I sit and have another Lex Friedman setup conversation when I'm literally they're trying to put me in jail for my opinion.
But I get that.
I'm not going to have that opinion. I don't care about people. Those are bots that are trying to tell you. We realize, look at Pence. He sold Trump out. You get what I'm saying? It's like I would have never wanted to do anything that hurt Trump. I'm on Trump's side. Trump said things that hurt me. He lied about me, but I mean, he's known for lying
because I'm the better choice for president.
Yeah.
But I'm on Trump's side. I want Trump to be president.
Even though he backstabbed me, he's a dirty backstabber, and I deserve it. I deserve presidency.
And when people used to tell me that, he's a liar, it's like, I went into the trenches for Trump. That's another conversation. There was no one in my position that wore that hat. And all of my surroundings exhausted me. It was like death by 1,000 questions. I know I'm jumping to another thing, but what I'm saying is, I know you got a rep for your people online, but it's you got a person in real life that I'm not with it, bro. I lost the money for the freedom of speech, and that's what makes me the only American that we know that really deserves to run the country, because everyone else, your boy DeSantis, Trump, whoever they raise in a petri dish over on the Democrat side is going to play the game.
Look,
and
here's what I was trying to get to.
His one qualification for being president is that he
was debanked.
He was debanked and he lost gigs because he's an anti-Semite.
Where's the ballot? I'll vote for him right now.
And then,
that's like the best. That is the best political like campaign ever. Yeah, I was very anti-Semitic and people didn't like it. Vote for me.
Right. And then he's like talking about how they're trying to put him in jail for his opinion. No, dude. I mean, if you're looking at jail, it's for tax evasion. Like, because that's why they're seizing his money, because he owes taxes.
Yeah.
They're not going to put him in jail for that. They're just going to let him pay his fucking, pay the taxes off.
They might take him to jail for that.
I mean, he might do fucking.
It is a lot.
Days.
It was a lot of money in jail.
Yeah. Obviously, he didn't hire the right Jews to handle his money, I guess.
Come on, Vicky.
Well, yeah. That's
he doesn't
what he's
hire
thinking.
Jews at all.
Well, apparently he does, because they're his contractor.
No. That was the company that. Yeah.
He hired his contractor that was a Jew.
No. Like, I don't know.
Right into the anti-Semite thing. I think it's something that should be talked about. But if you start bringing this up, you're going to ask my opinion on it. I'm going to disagree with you.
I didn't ask your opinion on it. You jumped into it.
But
I don't care about your opinion. I like your opinion on how we win an election, but I don't care about anybody's opinion, bro. I lost. They tried to put me in jail. They blocked $2 billion. I had, sometimes I think about 7 thoughts at one time, because anything I see, I come up with like 7 answers to it and then just choose what it is. But the thing is, when I said my children, the reason why my brain kind of blocked, because it's like God is saying, your children are going to be okay. Baby mama's got money, right? God is.
Kanye's going to be very upset when he finds out that God's one and only child was Jewish. He might just get heartbroken over it.
Using me, he's breaking me down, removing all of the, richest person, all of this, so I can serve him. And the more and more those things are taken away from me, the more I can be empty and be a vessel and be able to be used. And right now, it's like, you're not going to take. If we can't, you're not going to take my pain away, right? The Jewish people say, it's the Holocaust, this happened, and you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's going to denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what because every time I'm just holding stride,
the Jews
and it's like
tried to lock him up.
That is what he said, yeah.
That is what he said.
I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK, because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah,
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Illusion.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna let a Jewish person make me cry. Jesus Christ.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is,
corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you referring to the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up, and then
have
think
the
we're not going to
discussion.
have a
Like,
conversation.
have the discussion.
Like you think Ye's going to come in here and say, here's my pain, here's my suffering. I'm going to say, I hear you. And then he's going to say, and it was Jewish people. And I'm going to be like, okay, but don't you consider, it's like, I'm not going to do this. I
gotta
refuse.
Go, make sure he's cool.
All right, go for it. Luke and I will have a conversation. So I can't say I'm surprised. What do I even do? Other than ask him, please elaborate on this. Are you referring to individuals, or are you quite literally blaming an entire group of people for the fact that powerful individuals are causing you harm?
So,
then
there was more.
There was more today.
There was more today. Kanye West was on
Alex
Jones.
Jones's InfoWars.
I think Nick Fuentes was there too.
Yeah, and Milo was probably off stage.
Yeah.
But Nick Fuentes was there wearing the same fucking blue hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's going to be his look.
That is his look. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, trying to look more youthful and a little hip all at the same time. I guess.
You guess?
I guess he's such a
And he'd only
doofus, man. Oh, don't play the video. I'm not gonna get.
Oh, we're not playing the video?
Not the video, but just put up the picture that I DM'd you.
Why aren't we playing? I guess I think we can play it.
You think so?
I think so.
All right.
And he'd only done like 18 of his missions, and then he had a concussion, and he was the captain, and then his buddies went up the next day and blew up over Italy. And he was always freaked out, but I never really talked about it until he died. But when he died, we read the letters and all the awards he had and stuff, and the things he did after that, and then, you know, re-upping and recommitting to the Army Air Corps.
Right.
So I take it as an offense to have George Soros and people that actually work for Hitler rounding up people, tell me I'm a Nazi when I almost don't exist when my grandfathers went over there. So I got a lot to say about this as well. It's just nuanced with the whole thing that's going on. But
It was interesting because Alex Jones was trying to do the same thing during this that Milo was trying to do during the Tim Pool guide Kanye in the directions that he wanted. So he's the one that brings up Hitler in the first place and Nazis.
It's
right.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
Expanding on that, give us, because I want you to go wherever you want. So just let's just have you
for the visual for a minute. Look at this shit, right? You got Nick Fuentes over there in the corner, like he's at the kiddie table in his little blue sweatshirt. Yeah, Alex Jones in the middle, and then you've got Kanye West sitting there in a fucking ski mask and gloves.
I think it's a message. I don't know what the message is.
Faceless? He's just faceless because
No. He's a vessel for Vicky. You just don't get it. He's a vessel for God. As he just explained in the last clip.
God.
Okay? Jesus. Come on, Vicky. Try to keep up. Don't be well-read.
talk for 10, 15 minutes more before me and we got a lot to hear from Fuentes. It needs to be heard, but we want to hear from Ye. Go ahead.
Well, I said with Ali Alexander and Nick Fuentes that we're like the SWAT team of free thought, and I go on with this battle ram
Ali
at the
Alexander's another fucking wackadoo too.
door, and then they come in with these laser beams and have that information, and we work together as a team. A lot of times in media, they want to single out one person and burn them to the core. That is a Zionist approach, and they're
Jesus Christ. He's just going full force at this point. That's the Zionist approach. Like, he is.
I guess Milo and all of them and Ali Alexander had a little chat with him. You know, you don't talk about the Jews. It's not the Jews. It's not them. It's the Zionists.
asking me to use that same approach. Well, hey, don't say all people, just say specifically the businessmen. And then I go on Lex Fridman and I say who it's specifically, and that's still not enough. They're still taking it too far. Everyone knows and agrees now that it's like a reverse version of American History X, the scene when they put the guy's head against the curve and kick the back of it. And now people are like, wait a second, the
Shit's... All right. You know, Kanye West has always been crazy.
He has always been crazy.
Like legit always been crazy.
Yeah.
But Jesus, it's gotten a lot worse.
So-called crime doesn't deserve the punishment. What did I thought?
Well, that's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also.
There it is.
Yeah.
But let's say, I guess.
I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love, us, and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician, you can't say out loud that.
Stop that for a second.
Jesus Christ.
Hitler did not invent the microphone. Nazi Germany did not invent the microphone. Okay? The microphone was originally, I think the first microphone was invented in something like 1827. Something crazy like that, right? Then the carbon microphone. There was another microphone that was invented that was bought out by Alexander Graham Bell to use for the telephone. There was I think that might have been the liquid transmitter or the carbon microphone. I don't know, but that was in like 1876, right?
Vicky, you don't need to give us like a detailed
the first
timeline.
patent for a cloverleaf interchange was in 1916.
We already knew the statement was dumb.
It's just so fucking ridiculous.
And so how are the Jews gonna tell me that I can't love this guy who invented my
microphone
and highways? Like, why can't I like that guy? Like, Jesus Christ!
It's just like so fucking ridiculously dumb. Like, who told him this shit? And they all sit there, like, nodding their heads. Fucking Nick Fuentes is like one of those bobblehead things, right? On the dashboard of the car. And he just nods his head along every time Kanye opens his mouth. And then you had Milo over on Tim Poole, just totally blowing smoke up his ass the entire time. You know?
Yeah. But it was obvious it was gonna get to this point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like how this is the I don't know if you saw, Vicky, but this was the jumping off point for JDA. He did a video.
Oh man, JDA did a video after,
And it was like, this is finally like, this is where you like get off. Like, you were all down for all the shit talk about Jews. But this is finally, once he praised Hitler, it wasn't enough that he was, agreeing with everything Hitler said. It's once he finally said his endorsement for Hitler, that was the point. It wasn't the agreeance with, the points that Hitler made about Jews. No, that was fine. But endorsing Hitler was too far.
The video JDA did the day after the Tim Poole interview was basically like, how dare Tim Poole not let him talk, and we really need to talk about how evil the Jews are, which was the total gist of JDA's video. He should have just let Kanye keep talking about the evil Jews. And I was just like, whoa, dude, really? Was the Hitler thing new? Did he do a new video today?
Oh yeah, he did.
I missed it. I
he
was at
tore
work,
apart his stupid fucking Ye jacket because of Ye's endorsement.
The
It was
big blue
really
puffer
dumb.
jacket?
It was really dumb. He doesn't know how to like rotate his camera properly. So it's like, part of the video is widescreen and then the other part it's like the phone in the, basic standing up position. And it's just like, dude, just like, don't be an idiot. Don't be a boomer. Like, just rotate the camera like 90 degrees, motherfucker. Vicky, I'm talking. Rotate the camera 90 degrees, motherfucker. It's not that hard.
Rip his jacket?
Yeah, he ripped it up. He like fake cries. It's like a whole bit.
Oh, Jesus.
It was really dumb and cringy. But it's like, it was his saving face. Because he's been throwing his support behind Kanye West throughout all like the hateful Jew talk. But, you can't agree with endorsing Hitler. Which I just find like, if you're gonna like, ride the fuck Jews train, like you might as well just like, just like you're already agreeing with all the talking points of Hitler. Like why is endorsing Hitler like the last straw? Like you've already agreed with everything he said, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm sad I missed that actually.
Yeah, it's just like so that's a step too far. Like okay, all right. It was probably a step too far well before that. That's my point, guys.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Like, I'm all down for edgy jokes. But this is the shit these people believe, right? Like, there's just no doubt about it. JDA was throwing his full support behind Kanye West as he's definitely not joking. You know what I mean? Like, edgy jokes are cool. Like, yeah, make fucking concentration camp jokes. Like, I don't give a shit. This shit isn't jokes.
There's a difference between joking and flat out Holocaust denial and
saying the Jews are
winks
evil.
And nods to the evil. The whole idea of the evil
there is a difference, and it's like
yeah,
it's become
JDA
pretty apparent who believes what.
Yeah, JDA crossed that line a long time ago.
Like, and at that point, just go fucking full board. Like, you're literally like 90% there. You might as well just endorse Hitler.
Yeah, it might not work out so well for him career-wise. Oh, I'm sorry, he doesn't really have it.
He doesn't have a career. What the fuck are you talking about?
Sorry.
He's got his parents' money.
That's true.
That's not a career. So. Not all the talking points. Hitler was a vegetarian and environmental. All right. Okay. But it's just like, you guys get what I'm saying though, right? Like, I just find it really dumb. Like, you literally, like, you had to know where this was going. You had to know where the Kanye train was headed. He was very clear from the start. Like, he was blaming all the Jews for all his problems. Like,
and what's interesting, well, there's really not much left of this clip that's interesting, but what I found enlightening actually during this Alex Jones thing, and I have to go back and watch all of it. I did skip around. Was he blames. He's always talking about Jared Kushner, the right hand of Trump, and Rahm Emanuel at the right hand of Obama, and what they both have in common. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Now they're Zionists. Before they were Jews. And so he blames Rahm Emanuel for him being debanked or having his money seized. He was a little unclear because, you know, it's Kanye. His thought process is
I think he was
bizarre.
just blaming Jews in general. Vicky.
No, he specifically called out Rahm Emanuel. And then it turns out the reason he doesn't like Jared Kushner, which I thought was really interesting, is apparently, and he doesn't say this, but he's telling the story, right? And the way he rolls into the story, it becomes quite apparent that this is part of the whole evil Jew thing, the evil Zionist. So Jared Kushner has a brother named Josh. Josh, it turns out, owns 10% of Kim's company. She has a sporting wear line, and I think it's called like Skims or something like that. It started off as a
wait. Is Pete Davidson Jewish?
Pete Davidson? I have no idea.
That might be something to look into, because that might just be like where this all stems from. Hold on.
Yeah. So, but it turns out that Kanye only owns 5% of Kim's company.
Yeah, Davidson's father was predominantly of Jewish ancestry, with some German, Irish, and Italian.
Well,
I think we know why. I think we know why he hates.
Why so that's why he doesn't like Jared Kushner, because his brother owns more of his ex-wife's company than he does.
And Pete Davidson is banging his wife.
And Pete Davidson is banging his wife.
That's why.
He also said, he also said later on, and it's like the king daddy with the central banks. So my only concern about certain other elites, how about the big corporate elites that all link up with one agenda, yay? Jesus runs the world. Elon needs to put Alex Jones on the platform. Yes, Jesus runs the world. But he said, Alex Jones turns to him and says, "You said your mother was sacrificed. Can you elaborate on that?" And he says, "Yeah, I believe that Michael Jordan's dad was sacrificed. I believe, didn't something happen with Tiger Woods?" And Alex Jones says, "Yeah." He says, "My mom, these are all Zionist sacrifices that happened. But this is Satan at the end of the day. There's a lot of people that feel like we're at the end of days and Jesus runs the world. God runs the world. Jesus is the real king of Israel, and I'm just a simple servant of God."
So I think it was pretty obvious where this was headed, guys.
Yeah. Kanye's mom, I think, was she died from some sort of like botched plastic surgery, or
yeah, he was depressed
from
about
anesthesia
it for a really long time.
or something like that, right? Well, it turns out the doctor was a Jew. Yes.
And Jared Kushner, Trump's right hand man, and Robert Emanuel, Obama's. So I think we get where this is all, going.
All coming from.
Straight to the camps, like Hargrave said.
Hey, Hargrave, nice to see you.
I think that's...
There's really not much more to say other than,
No, but if we let Vicky go on, she will continue to say more.
I could
She
continue
could,
to say
and
more.
she will. She fucking will, guys.
Yeah.
So I'm putting an end to it.
That Alex Jones thing was just fucking crazy. All of it was fucking crazy.
It's just so
man.
great. Why can't I love Hitler? That's essentially like what his argument boiled down to. I'm told I'm supposed to love the Jews, and the Jews tell me I can't love Hitler. Why not?
The Jews. That's right. Yeah, exactly.
That's come on,
like
bro.
Literally. And then that fucking Ali Alexander guy. This is what he says. He said, I don't know if you've ever seen him. I used to see him on Twitter occasionally, and he's just a fucking lunatic. And he said, "So here we are left with the last option of on InfoWars, the home of the resistance. And we're a bunch of pseudo celebrities with one celebrity saying, okay, well, then we're just going to break the chessboard. We're getting off your chessboard because it's rigged. It's rigged by Lucifer. It's rigged by the Satanists. It's rigged by the Jewish mafia. And people don't want to say that. It's rigged by the Marxists and the leftists and all of these people. And it's actually, frankly, rigged by people who would betray Christ within the church."
This
The
sounds an
apostate.
awful lot like a Hitler rise to power speech.
It's fucking crazy.
I'm not sure if you guys have ever like listened to like a Hitler rise to power speech. But this is like pretty like it hits like all like the key points.
It's
you know?
all the key points, right?
This is why things are bad. It's these people. You know, we are like the force to fight them. If we don't, you know, like this was pretty spot on. And anybody who was supporting Kanye up to even this point, even if you dropped off at this point, should feel fucking dumb. I'm gonna be honest. You have a lot to really kind of like contemplate and maybe do some reflection on, because it was like really obvious where this was headed, guys.
When it first started up too, right? When it's all Ye 24 or whatever, and he's gonna be running for president. People are like, oh, this could be trouble for Trump. No.
Well, it might be now because they've kind of tied each other. They tied themselves to each other,
friends or whatever.
And now you have like conservatives like being like, why? Like before this part, they were like, well, why are you like endorsing like anti-Semitism? And then Kanye West does this, like that might. I mean, it looks bad. I'm sure Trump can bounce back from it. But it does like it's not. I mean, it's just not like a good. It's just not good. It's just really not.
Please don't get me wrong. I don't want to see Trump running for president. But I'm sure this is making a lot of people look at DeSantis.
It's I don't even. There's really not much more we can say. Once again, if you were up with Kanye up to this point, maybe do some self-reflection. Try to, not support fucking.
I would only be impressed if JDA took all of his fucking Yeezy shoes and had a bonfire, honestly.
I'd be more impressed if he, just, I don't know, made a book worthwhile or.
That would be nice. Change of pace.
Got a real co-host instead of that fucking shitbag one.
Yeah.
Shitbag.
Yeah, but when you're JDA, all you can get is a shitbag as a co-host.
Yeah. That's true. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. Here in January, I think it was like January 29th or something, Tim Poole will have another anti-Semite on his show, and it'll be John Della Rose. So look forward to that. I know I am. That's going to be great. Oh, God, that's going to be so awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Me
All right,
neither.
guys. See you later.
Have a good night, everybody.
Vicky, come on. I'm trying to talk here.